Hey, good morning. It's Friday, February 6th, and we are going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle is constructed by Jeffrey Shorkoff and Raphael Musa. Raphael's name we've definitely seen here a number of times. Jeffrey's name I do not recognize, so that doesn't tell us much. But it's Friday. We're expecting a challenging, themeless puzzle, and yeah, hopefully this one delivers the goods. Typically, when you see like someone whose name is familiar to you and someone whose name is not, I feel like maybe this guy reached out and got some assistance from a seasoned constructor, Raphael, and yeah, so it might be a debut for Jeffrey. Who knows? We're on a 22-day streak. We got a long way to go, so won't bore you with that. Let's see what else is going on. It is very warm here in the Rocky Mountains. Winter just didn't happen this year. It's kind of a bummer. More than kind of. It is a huge bummer. Vail opened the legendary back bowls anyways, just to spread people out and so that we wouldn't have to say we didn't open them. So there you go. And yeah, tonight and tomorrow I'm working in Beaver Creek, the town next door, working the Revivalists concert. So if you're a fan of the Revivalists and you happen to be in the area, then come check it out. Although actually I think both nights might be sold out, but hit me up. I'll see what I can do. And the main event of the weekend, though, of course, is the Super Bowl. I am very excited and very nervous for my Patriots. It's been a really magical season. The fact that we are in the Super Bowl is pretty amazing. So pretty happy about that. But, now it's the Super Bowl time, and if we don't win the Super Bowl, it's going to be a real bummer. So there you go. I have to say this is probably the least nervous I've ever been for a Patriots Super Bowl, though. All the other ones felt like they were higher stakes and that they had to win. And this one, yeah, it's all kind of gravy on top of the mashed potatoes. So I think that's all I got. Also want to mention I'm going to Florida on Tuesday, so I'm going to try and do one more solve this weekend, tomorrow or Sunday, but if I don't get to it, then you won't see me for a couple of weeks while I'm out of town. Looking forward to going somewhere warm. If I can't ski, I would rather be here skiing, but if I can't ski, then I'd like to be somewhere warm. Going to visit my mom, going to visit a buddy. I'll be in Port St. Lucie and then Tampa and Siesta Key. And yeah, looking forward to some beach time and some warm weather. The older I get, the more I crave warm weather to just heal my aching bones. So gonna get a dose of that before my peak season at work kicks off and it's concert season in Vail again. So anyways, that's my pre-ramble. Without further ado, let's do it. A tiny feature of a spork. Certain computer picture files. Like, I feel like that could be like a few different things. Isn't oneself. Isn't oneself. Reds fandom. I mean, the Cincinnati Reds would be the obvious thing we're going with here, but I feel like since there's a question mark, this is probably going to be a little bit misdirection-y. A little bit of misdirection. Like a pointless point could be moot, right? Nick of time. Like the last second or the last minute, right? I feel like it's last something. Digging would be into, like I'm digging it. Manning who threw the helmet catch. Oof. It's been a long time since the helmet catch, but Patriots fans still have a lot of PTSD about this, and the answer is Eli Manning, Peyton's brother. Finishes a season, say. Tavern menu header. Iconic Disneyland ride. Like Space Mountain? No. Space Mountain. I mean the teacups. Kind of Disneyland ride. I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World a few times when I was young. Muscle by the rotator cuff for short. Is that your trap, your trapezius? A popular font. I feel like there's a few of those. Arial, perhaps. Sweetwater 420 is a pale ale. That's awful. Minecraft block crafted using gunpowder and sand. Never played Minecraft. I think it might be ore, but this I don't love this ending in O, so I'm not sure. Organization created by the National Security Act of 1947. I'm not sure about that. Mason is an example of Mason. Suddenly quit texting, say. Well, that's probably ghosted. Estadio de Maracanã cheer. This is probably Olé. It could be goal, but like G-O-L, goal. Edge of a snifter is just the rim, right? That's just a glass. Something Luna, Isabel Allende novel. Played out like old. Played out would be like something that's trite, maybe. Wait, don't tell me grouping. That's an NPR thing, right? Wait, don't tell me. First name in soul music. Phenomenon through which luxuries become necessities. It's an interesting one. I'm curious what that's going to be. Embedded design. Reach out to. Crime ring for short. Simone Biles or Tom Brady. They would be like the GOAT, right? That's the acronym. I don't think I've ever seen acronymically, but I think that's GOAT, greatest of all time. Challenge for a gamer. Also, Tom Brady refusing to endorse the Patriots in this game is one of the all-time lamest things I've ever seen. He said he didn't have a horse in this race or something like that. I cannot believe that he wouldn't be openly rooting for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Blah. Challenge for a gamer. Home improvement site after a 2021 rebranding. Sarcastic reply to a threat. Settle into a new home. Word with wax or butter. Wax or butter. Bantu something hairstyle. Okay, well, that didn't go great. Those acrosses weren't super friendly to us, but I'm glad. I feel like there's going to be some interesting fills, some good cluing, and a general challenge, so that's what we want on Friday. So let's see how the downs go. Piece of equipment for some dancers. Piece of equipment for some dancers. Interesting. U.S. travel requirement starting in 2025. Well, that's a real ID. So this might be your delt, not your trap. Opposite of remote would be on site. Kidding. Not. So tiny feature for a sport would be a prong, right? And this would be a pole for pole dancing. Oh, and this is like an enophile or a wine lover, At first I was like, there's no way it's O-E-N, but Reds fandom enophiles. What gives you the time and place? Like a GPS something? Vegetable also known as a Mexican turnip. Mexican turnip. Derisive term for unattractive public sculptures. Unattractive public sculptures. Classic mixed drink developed in Singapore. There's like the Singapore sling, right? But that's not it. Mixed drink developed in Singapore. Lachrymose. So that's just like sad, right? Kind of acid would be amino acid. Shrink. Shrink. Whopper. Whopper would be some kind of a lie. It's also a burger from Burger King. Isn't oneself, could this be like ain't? Isn't oneself. Huh. Suddenly conk out. I don't know. Hearts are blank for the break-in. So fandom must be like enophilia, right? Hearts are here for the break-in? Maybe. Parliament constituent. Entered a bear market, say. A bear market. Well, so it's a small world, right? It's a small world. That's a Disneyland ride. That's iconic. Hearts are something for the break-in. Parliament constituent. Entered a bear market. I don't know what that is. A woodworking tool would be a lathe. Jeweler's unit is a carat. Although, I feel like that might be a K. That's one that I always have trouble with. Rowdy. Like a Swiss Army knife. Like multi-use. Swiss Army knife. Relationship warning signs are red flags. Dwelling that epitomizes simple living. Bring 3 suitcases to a weekend trip would be overpack. Not going to do that in Florida, I'll tell you. I need a couple pairs of board shorts and a wide variety of tank tops, some flip-flops, and I'm good. Quench would be sate. So we have Ava Luna, who I'm not familiar with, but sate. Actress McCarthy of Bridesmaids, that's Melissa McCarthy. She's funny. Stage name of South Korean rapper Park Jae-sang. I have no idea. Well, this is a panel, I think. Wait, don't tell me is a panel. Divulges. Like lets on? Could be. Commedia dell'arte setting. Sorry, I'm a little congested, apparently. First name in soul music, would this be Etta James? Commedia dell'arte, like a teatro? Maybe. I briefly worked in the Hotel Teatro in Denver, at the restaurant there. Auxiliary program. Fail spectacularly. Modern name of the first National League champions. I don't know, man. Places for clams and oysters. Tie one on at dinner. Like a bib. I say that's a bib, like a lobster bib. Earn a bronze would be to tan. I'm going to try and do that in Florida. Certain computer picture files. Is that like JPEGs, JPGs? And this would be jicama. Is that right? Is that even how you spell jicama? Isn't oneself like... Nick of time, so last second, that was correct. Good instincts there by me. Finishes a season, say. Finishes a season. Tavern menu header. That's probably on tap. Those are the beers on tap. Popular font, Arial. A parliament of owls is a group of owls. That's awful. Like ick. Something. Minecraft block crafted using gunpowder and sand. Is it like TNT? So yeah, this would be some kind of art. Derisive term. Plop art? Oh, a gin sling. I feel like that works, right? Because it said Singapore sling. So maybe that's another name for it. Organization created by the National Security Act of 1947. I mean, there's just so many organizations. Mason is an example of played out. I'm gonna say that's just old. Phenomenon through which luxuries become necessities. Lifestyle. That feels good. Lifestyle. Greed. Lifestyle. I'm going to go with lifestyle and see where that gets us. Embedded design. Reach out to. Like hit up. Crime ring for short. Is that like an APB? All points bulletin. Challenge for a gamer would be a boss battle, right? Home improvement site after a 2021 rebranding. Home improvement site. Sarcastic reply to a threat. Like, I'm so scared. That feels right. Settle into a new home. Wax bean or butter bean. I don't ever remember having butter beans until my recent trip to Africa, and they were delicious. And this is, tiny home, okay. Yeah, butter bean, yum. Bantu, I'm gonna say this is knots, Bantu knots, and this would be applet. Lifestyle creep. Yeah, and the Cubs, okay. That feels all right. What gives you the time and place? GPS. Something. What is this? Finishes a season. Oh, maybe like reaps, like a harvest? I don't know. Hearts are... Hearts are hers for the break-in. I don't know, man. And this one, like, this could be plop art. Like, instead of pop art, unattractive public sculptures. I feel like plop art is good. Shrink. Well, this looks like contrast, but shrink. A whopper. Ugh. Suddenly conk out. Oh, that's stop dead. Okay. So, isn't oneself. So this could be like the NSA or the TSA. NSA feels like it works better, right? A Whopper. CIA? Oh, and then this would be contract. Isn't oneself... Oh, a total lie. So isn't oneself is acts? Oh, like you're an actor, you're playing a role that is not yourself. Okay, so that works. Hearts are... I mean, hers for the break-in seems pretty good, but then... Oh, so this would be wraps. Okay. GPS watch gives you the time and place. Entered a bear market. A bear market. I don't know. I mean, it feels like this could be ick. That's awful. Ick. But then what would this be? Slid? Is this like a hard hat? Rowdy is hooligan, I suppose. Swiss Army knife is all in one. So hard hat and slid. I don't love that. And then that's going to be carrot with a K. Told ya. Stage name of South Korean rapper Park Jae-sang. Well, this must be inlay, right? Inlay. Fail spectacularly. Eat it. All right. That was challenging. 1831, definitely on the harder side of things. Some interesting fill, some challenging cluing. Thanks to Jeffrey and Raphael for a good Friday puzzle. Let's have a look, see what we liked. Tiny feature of a spork is a prong. Certain computer picture files are JPEGs or JPGs. Interesting that sometimes you would see that with the E, JPEG, instead of just the letters. And who knows what that stands for? Nobody knows. It's unknowable. Isn't oneself acts. Enophilia is Red's fandom. That's a pretty good one. And a tough word there, enophilia. Moot point. Last second is the nick of time. Digging is into. Eli Manning, barf. Finishes a season, raps, like rap filming. Tavern menu header is on tap. It's a small world after all. Iconic Disneyland ride. Delt is a muscle by the rotator cuff. I feel like every single person in the world who's ever been active has rotator cuff issues. Arial is a popular font. Ale, something that might be on tap. How about that? Nice tie-in. Ick is awful. TNT is a Minecraft block crafted using gunpowder and sand. Sure. I do feel like we have a kind of a lot of three-letter answers, which I don't love here. The CIA, organization created by the National Security Act of 1947. I'm not sure when I thought the CIA was founded, but I probably would have guessed longer ago than that. But makes more sense than TSA. NSA, I feel like was a fair guess, though. I don't know. Hard hat is a mason. Okay. So does this refer to... I mean, a mason isn't a type of physical hard hat, right? Like that's a sort of a slang term. A guy who might wear a hard hat is called a hard hat. Sorry. Yikes. Suddenly quit texting is ghosted. Olay, 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 olay. Rim is the edge of a snifter. Ava Luna, I don't know anything about that. Played out as old. Wait, wait, don't tell me has a panel. Etta James at last. Lifestyle creep. This is an interesting one. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but it makes sense. You get accustomed to something and it creeps into your regular habits, and I think there's a lot of that these days. Embedded design is an inlay. Hit up someone. APB, GOAT, Simone Biles or Tom Brady. really bummed about Tom Brady. And part of me wants to give him credit and say that he did this to fire everyone up and to be like, we got to do this to prove to Brady that he should have endorsed the team. But man, oof. I mean, the guy won 6 Super Bowls with us. Like, throw me a bone here. Challenge for a gamer is the boss battle. Super Bowl, I suppose, is the boss battle, right? Home improvement site after a 2021 rebranding. ANGI. Interesting. I'm going to say this must refer to Angie's List, which is a website I'm familiar with by name only. I've never used it. Always thought it was weird that there was Craigslist and then Angie's List. It's like Craigslist kind of had, they had that first. And this is a weird rebranding. Angie, spelled ANGI, kind of like VRBO changed to Verbo. And it's like, what? Sarcastic reply to a threat, I'm so scared. Settle in a new home is nest. Butterbean, yum. Bantu knots. I am unfamiliar with this hairstyle. I have a feeling that my hair would not accommodate Bantu knots. Pole dancers. Real ID is the U.S. travel requirement starting in 2025. That's a thing. I'm going to give a quick plug to Global Entry, by the way. If you ever travel internationally, that's like the best $200 you could ever spend. It makes you just skip customs completely when you come in from another country and walk past hundreds of people who are about to wait in line forever. And it also comes with TSA PreCheck. So there you go. Opposite of remote is on-site. Kidding is not, like Wayne's World. That's a good one. A GPS watch. I'm not anti-tech by any means, but the idea of wearing things that track all my stuff, and it's like, I slept like crap last night, and I don't need a sleep tracker to tell me that. I don't know. I feel like we have an inundation of data these days. We're overwhelmed by data. Jicama is a Mexican turnip. Interesting. I guess I don't really know what jicama is. I thought jicama was more like a radish, maybe. But I was wrong. Plop art, not pop art. It's funny, I live in this small town, Vail, Colorado, and we have a surprising amount of controversy about the public art installations. And it seems to always be wrapped up in some drama. Even a couple of lawsuits about public art. So, I don't know. I think if I was on the art board, I might just say, hey, we're going to put up ski sculptures everywhere, and that's it. That's all you're getting is sculptures of skiers. Also, quick side note, Lindsey Vonn, oh my God. She tore her ACL, and she's still going to compete in the Olympics this week. Crazy. She is in her 40s. She's been injured many times and come back from injury many times. And hats off to her. Unreal. A gin sling. So, yeah, I guess this is a Singapore sling. One thing I really would never drink is gin. I mean, I suppose, like, in the right setting, in summertime at an outdoor function, I might consume gin and tonic. But pretty much only if that was the thing that people were drinking. I would never opt for gin. I do like slinging things though. Lachrymose is sad. Amino is acid. Contract is to shrink. Total lie is a whopper. Stop dead is to conk out. Hearts are hers for the break-in. Taylor Swift. Man, what a legend. Parliament of Owls. Slid. Entered a bear market is slid. So, I guess that means the stock price is sliding. That's weird, though. I don't think I've ever really heard that term. A woodworking tool is a lathe. A carat is a unit of jewelry. Hooligan is rowdy. So does that mean a rowdy person is a hooligan? Hooligan isn't an adjective, right? I don't know. Swiss Army knife all in one. I don't totally love that because there are different versions of Swiss Army knives that have more or less functions. So like, could the one with fewer functions be all in one if the one with more functions is all in one? I don't know. Multi-use feels a little more apt. Red flags, bad things in relationships, tiny home epitomizes simple living. Sure. Overpack. Yep. Can't overpack if you live in a tiny home, I guess. Quench is to sate Melissa McCarthy of Bridesmaids fame. Psy is this rapper's name. Let's On divulges. Teatro is where you would go to see Commedia dell'arte. Applet is an auxiliary program. Eat it. You can't eat an applet, but worth a shot. Cubs are the modern name of the first National League champions, 1876. That is so long ago. Clam bed, oyster bed, both delicious. Tie a bib at dinner and earn a bronze by tanning. So we did it. We solved this puzzle in 1837, and definitely on the challenging side for a Friday. I'm going to say that's like either a 7. It's kind of like a 7.5 out of 10, to be honest. I've never given a partial, like a decimal number, but I don't know. Feels like it was harder than a 7, but not quite as hard as an 8. But it took a while, and I don't need a GPS watch to tell me that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was an 8. Anyways, we solved it. We tacked another day onto our unimpressive streak, and most importantly, we didn't embarrass ourselves on YouTube, which is really the main thing. Yeah, so that's it. Like I said, I'm going to try and do another solve tomorrow or Sunday. I think Sunday is probably more likely, just based on my schedule. So, I don't know. Not that you care. You're going to tune in. You're maybe going to tune in whenever it shows up, but there is no schedule here, so we're just winging it. But maybe tomorrow or Sunday, I'd say. Otherwise, I'm going out of town on Tuesday, which is the 9th of February, and I will be out of town until March 1st. So, yeah, just had an opportunity to get out of town for a few weeks and doing it again. Like I say, though, it's, we'd all rather be skiing, and it's really just a total bummer that that's not the situation. But I am glad I'll get to see some of my family in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and then see some friends in Tampa. So, yeah, should be nice. I've actually never been to Tampa. So if anyone has any Tampa recommendations, pop those in the comments, please. And I heard there's a Salvador Dali museum there. I'm kind of curious about that. So that's all I got so far. Mainly, I just want some warm weather and a change of scenery. Anyways, that was a pretty solid post ramble, and you've probably had enough of me talking. If you liked this video, then you can click the like button, and I know you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, this is the Crossboss channel. My name's Morgan. If you want to see more videos like this, you can always subscribe to Crossboss, and you'll get a whole bunch more of this content. This is what we do here. So like and subscribe, and most importantly, I hope you join me again next time for another solve of the New York Times crossword. And go Pats. Thanks. Bye.